What if the way you manage your money is holding you back from achieving the financial freedom you've always dreamed of? Could it be that some common habits are silently sabotaging your financial progress? In today's video, we're diving into the 8 mistakes people make with their money, and I'm going to show you exactly how to avoid them to make sure you're on the path to success. If you ever wonder why saving and investing always seems so hard, this video is for you. Whether you're just getting started or have been managing your money for years, these mistakes are ones you'll want to avoid. Let's get right into it. 1. Limiting beliefs about money. The first mistake that holds many people back is their mindset about money. If you find yourself thinking things like, "I'll never be good with money," or "I'm just not made for wealth," then you might be unintentionally locking yourself out of financial success. The way you talk about your finances influences how you handle them. If you call yourself a spender, then your habits will likely reinforce that label, leaving you constantly feeling like you're always spending more than you should. On the flip side, if you start telling yourself, "I'm a saver," your mindset will shift and your actions will follow suit. This shift doesn't require much, but being mindful of how you speak about money and the limiting beliefs you hold about it can make a huge difference in the results you get. The words we use create patterns in our thoughts and behaviors. So, challenge yourself to avoid labels like bad with money and focus on fostering a mindset of abundance and control. Small changes in how you speak about your financial habits can lead to big changes in your results. 2. Listening to the wrong people. Next, let's talk about the people you follow for advice. It's all too easy to find ourselves listening to those around us, especially when it comes to money matters. However, the second biggest mistake people make is taking advice from those who are not financially successful. If someone is struggling with their own finances or doesn't have the results they claim to have, their advice might not be the best source to guide you. While everyone has a unique journey, it's important to get your financial advice from people who have achieved the kind of success you aspire to. Be mindful of who you trust. If the advice doesn't come from someone who's financially sound, you're likely setting yourself up to follow in their footsteps of financial confusion. Instead, make sure you're seeking knowledge from people with real-world experience who are already living the financial lifestyle you want. That way, you can avoid costly mistakes and stay focused on your own financial goals. 3. Obsessing over apps and tools. Many people make the mistake of thinking that the perfect app or tool will solve all their financial problems. Yes, apps and spreadsheets can be helpful, but when you obsess over finding the perfect budgeting tool, you can end up wasting precious time and energy. The truth is, tools can help, but they aren't a magic fix. The real work is in creating and sticking to good financial habits. It's important to not get caught up in the noise of unnecessary tools and instead focus on learning the basic principles of managing your money. At the end of the day, tools like budgeting apps are simply there to support your financial goals, not replace them. Don't let the search for the perfect tool distract you from focusing on what truly matters: spending less than you earn, saving consistently, and investing for the future. Stick to the basics, and the tools will become much more effective. 4. Expecting the ride to be fun. Building wealth is a long-term journey, and expecting it to be fun from the get-go is one of the biggest misconceptions. The road to financial success can be slow and tedious, especially in the beginning. You might expect that once you start saving or investing, the money will start rolling in fast. But the reality is often far different. The first $100,000 will feel like a major challenge, but once you start seeing that snowball effect, the journey begins to feel more rewarding. Building wealth isn't supposed to be fun all the time. It's a lot of hard work, sacrifice, and delayed gratification. So, don't get discouraged when things feel slow or frustrating. Just remember that it speeds up as you go, and what seems hard at first becomes much easier down the road. 5. Trying to pick individual stocks without experience. Stock picking can be exciting, but it's not the best path for most beginners. Many people fall into the trap of trying to pick individual stocks, thinking that they are going to hit it big. However, if you don't have experience or the right knowledge, it's essentially gambling. While it might seem like fun to analyze companies and make stock predictions, you need a certain level of skill and expertise to do this successfully. Instead of diving into stock picking, focus on building a solid foundation with safer, more predictable investments, like exchange-traded funds, ETFs. This allows you to invest in a broad range of assets without taking on the risks associated with individual stocks. Stock picking might seem tempting, but the risks are high, And without the right knowledge, you might end up losing more than you gain. Start by understanding the basics of investing, and as your financial literacy grows, you can slowly begin exploring individual stocks at your own pace. 6. Caring more about looking rich than actually being rich. One of the most dangerous traps you can fall into is caring more about the appearance of wealth than the reality of it. It's easy to get caught up in showing off fancy items and maintaining a lifestyle that's not sustainable just to impress others. But this mentality often leads to financial ruin. Buying expensive items for the sake of appearances or status can drain your savings and keep you from building true wealth. The truth is, the wealthiest people often live below their means, quietly growing their assets over time. Instead of trying to impress others with expensive purchases, focus on building your net worth and financial freedom. Once you've built a strong financial foundation, that's when you can afford to enjoy the luxuries. But don't let that be the focus from the start. It's about the long game, not short-term validation. 7. Half saving and not going all in. If you want to build real wealth, you can't afford to half save. Saving a little bit here and there without a clear plan or a sense of urgency doesn't lead to significant progress. You'll end up stuck in the same position for years, never truly getting ahead. The truth is, if you really want to achieve your financial goals, you need to commit to your savings fully. Rather than saving a little bit while indulging in unnecessary luxuries, commit to saving aggressively for a period of time. This might mean cutting back on spending and making sacrifices, but the payoff will be worth it in the end. If you live lean and save aggressively in the short term, you'll reach your financial goals much faster and have the freedom to enjoy life later on. A few years of sacrifice can lead to decades of financial comfort. 8. Forgetting the principles of personal finance. Lastly, never forget the fundamentals of personal finance. No matter how many new investment strategies, apps, or financial trends come and go, the basics remain unchanged. Make more money, spend less than you own, and invest consistently over time. These principles are the key to achieving long-term wealth and financial independence. Don't get distracted by flashy new investment ideas or tools that promise to get you rich overnight. Instead, focus on what's always worked, building your income, cutting unnecessary expenses, and investing for the future. Even with small returns, consistent investments over time can grow exponentially. By sticking to the fundamentals and avoiding the distractions, you'll set yourself up for a prosperous future. Now that you know the 8 mistakes people commonly make with their money, take a moment to reflect on your own habits. Are there any areas where you could make adjustments to improve your financial situation? Think about how you can adjust your mindset, your spending habits, or your approach to investing to start building real wealth today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're ready to take control of your financial future, make sure to subscribe so you never miss out on more tips and strategies to help you reach your financial goals. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.